Hi guys, I'm Shmee. Hello and welcome back to the channel where you join me at the Goodwood Festival of Speed with some very exciting news about this, the new Lotus Emira. Today I'm going to be hopping on board for a run up the hill climb while being driven by Jenson Button in this car, the first one off the production line, a first edition manual V6. But not only that, I'm very excited because I popped down a deposit to add the new Lotus Emira to the Shmeemobiles. That will be arriving next year. Let's talk a little bit more about it today. Let's have a first look at this car then before heading down to the start line to be joined by Jenson to experience what it's all about. This is the car then, the first one to go down the production line, which is now building the test mules, the crash test cars, before customer cars will begin early next year. This is Nimbus Grey, wearing the first edition plaque on the side for the early cars, featuring the 3.5 litre Toyota Supercharged V6, making 400 horsepower. But in this car, we have the 6-speed manual shifter. Now, the interesting thing with the Emira is that it's launching with a number of different configurations, available with a 2-litre turbo 4-cylinder with the DCT, a partnership with AMG, or alternatively the famous Lotus V6, either as a manual or an automatic. Now, what I particularly like about the car, and one of the reasons I went for it, is how good this thing looks. Proper supercar looks, with a starting price of £60,000. Of course, a little bit more for the first edition with its loaded specification, but the shapes, the lines, and you can have it with dual-tone paintwork with a gloss black roof as well. It's mid-engine configuration, rear-wheel drive. It's everything that a driving enthusiast and purists want to enjoy. A significant step forward for Lotus, a very exciting time for the company as well, and this incorporates numerous design elements that have come from the Avaya, the electric hypercar. The only problem today is that unfortunately the rain is rather coming down, but we're here at Goodwood with the sights and sounds of amazing cars all around us, and today is about this. So we'll head down towards the start. Jenson will arrive, we can chat a little bit about it as well, and his involvement and what he's up to, as well as then heading up the hill climb to actually experience it myself. Let us take a listen then to the startup. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Right then, time to clamber on board the Lotus Emira, a first opportunity to experience what this is like as we head on out over towards the start. So let's do this. Here we go then, following the line of cars from the first glance paddock. Up ahead of us we have the Rolls-Royce Wraith. There is the display of electric cars, including the Pininfarina Battista over to the left. But here we are inside the new Lotus Emira. We have the maps open on the nav, we've got the digital dashboard, a big step on. I've even got enough space that I can fit my helmet down in the full well alongside me. This car is a big change from the traditional Lotus models, we could say. A huge step forwards in terms of technology and comfort. We're going to experience as well what it's like on the go. We've just had a very quick driver change then. I am now joined by Jenson. How are you?
I'm really good, thank you. Yeah, excited. We're in the Emira. It's chucking it down with rain, but apart from that, it's wonderful here at Goodwood.
It could be worse, it could be worse. Well, you've driven a couple of these before now.
Yes, I have. I was at the launch in Hethel, which was fantastic, and it got a lot of praise, which it should do. It's a stunning little car. And I think at the price point as well, people absolutely are loving it right now. And
very excitingly, you're a friend of the brand. You have an Avaya on order yourself.
I do, which is proper exciting.
Yes, I've seen the spec renders that you've been sharing of that.
Yeah, we've been talking about the colours, and I was like, maybe we should go the old school Lotus colours, and it's like, well, actually no, let's look more to the future, and no, I think the colour scheme works. I mean, I would never normally put stripes on a road car, but it's not really a road car, is it? It's something pretty extreme.
And so. It's a fun story. I love the story and the connection and the reasons and so forth, but yeah, exciting times.
This is also the great thing about a Lotus Emira. Look at that small space we just got through. Yeah, they're not the biggest of cars, which is actually wonderful. And I drove it around Hethel, and oh my god, it's so much fun. It was just like this, the conditions, so soaking wet, and the tyres are pretty good on this. Have you been in this before?
Nope, first time in it. I've got one of these on order.
Have you?
Very excited about it. I think it's a remarkable thing, price point, what it offers. It looks double its money.
It's insane, isn't it?
Yeah, very impressive.
I mean, I love this colour, but when you see it in that blue that we had at the launch,
yeah,
they wheel that out. It's like, how? I don't understand. How does the price point work? But no, it is fantastic. And as I said, I drove it around the circuit at Hethel on
a super casual approach to the start.
Yeah, but we won't hammer it up because I want to actually talk to you. No, it's. I drove it around Ethel, and the thing just produces so much grip.
Yeah.
I mean, it has quite a bit of power. It's 400 horsepower, but for the grip you get, it's amazing.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it does.
I wasn't expecting it to sound quite so good. We're in a world where a lot of modern cars are losing, I would say, emotion.
Yeah.
But this is cool.
Well, it's a Lotus. They couldn't lose the emotion.
No,
could they?
no.
They couldn't lose that purity. And for me, they've had to go a certain way with this car. You know, the luxury interior. Everyone loves a bit of luxury, right? But they've kept the tradition of Lotus, where it's, you know, this chassis is fantastic, but they've actually added a bit of aerodynamics to it as well. So it also handles in the high-speed corners, not just the low. It's amazing in the sound. They call it as Junior Supercar, but there isn't much that would actually beat this around a track, I don't think.
No,
You've just been silent.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm impressed.
Yeah, I know everyone that gets it is like, are you kidding me? You know, as I said, they call it a junior supercar, but it will take on some of the giants around a track. The mechanical grip is there. It always has been with the chassis, but the aerodynamics now that work for it. And the box is great. I would always go for a manual box in the 3.5 litre, but the 4-pot also works. You know, it's not my style. If I drive a Lotus, I want to drive a manual, but the 4-pot really works for someone that wants to cruise around in a Lotus, and it's still a great box, isn't it? The DCT box on the AMG box is it's really good.
I won't lie, I've been thinking back and forth. I'm going to go manual V6.
Yeah.
But I do love the technology of the AMG 4-cylinder.
Yeah.
It's a very good partnership.
Yeah. Exactly.
That sounds brilliant.
Doesn't it?
That's impressive.
I know. It's such a short run though. We don't really get to talk that much.
But that doesn't feel like what you traditionally think of as a Lotus.
No.
It's very different.
Yeah.
Just the fact that you're sitting in here in a very nicely finished cabin, digital screens and displays, different driving modes and controls, and you see all the latest safety systems and that side of thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, I think that was something that Lotus, I guess, needed to improve. They've always had the mechanical grip with their cars, but I think people are looking for this, as you said. Infotainment system, you kind of need these days, right? But they've made it so it is very easy to use, so you can get back to doing the driving bit. But yeah, this is quite interesting. They've moved the gear stick up to 50 millimeters. We'll do millimeters, so that it's closer to the steering wheel. Mm-hmm. So put that there, that way. So when you're actually driving, it's a finger
Just
away.
there.
That's what they say
Yeah.
that it should be with a proper like racing car. So you've got a great position for the gear stick when you're driving. But yeah, the DCT is good. But as soon as I jumped in it just felt very different. It feels like you could do 200 miles in it, cruising.
Easily.
Down the 405 for me in LA, but
good old traffic jams.
Exactly. And
you sure you want a manual?
Yeah, that's true actually. But I've got an Evora and it's a manual, and I'm loving it in LA.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is just a massive step in the right direction in terms of quality and you know, the leathers and what have you. So yeah, it's nice, mate.
I can't help but feel that Lotus could have put a £100,000 price tag on this.
I know.
And people wouldn't have complained.
Easy.
Well, we can enjoy it. It's a lot of car for the money.
They're probably thinking right now, because I know they've got a lot of orders the last few days. They're probably thinking, did we get this a little bit wrong with the price tag?
But no, this is what makes it appeal to everybody, because there's nothing else like this on the market at this price point that offers the looks, the driving, the performance, and everything that this has in one car. And I mean, that's what made me say, yeah. I mean, I just find it a remarkable thing. I think it's.
I'm so pleased for the guys. You know, they're so passionate about building cars. You know, I've spent a couple of days at Hethel this week, and yeah, they're just passionate people. They're not just there for a job of building a car. They're passionate about what they build, and it's really nice to see that they've built something that is worthy. So yeah, looking forward to more and more people enjoying this car. Personally, colour I would go for would be the green.
Dark verdant, as they call it.
With the brown interior.
Green, brown, silver wheels.
I probably would actually, yeah. So is that what you're getting?
Traditional. It's an option that might be up there, but it's that kind of like traditional look, and I think it would suit it really well.
It would
suit these shapes. Anyway, thank you very much for the drive. Appreciate that. Great to see you. And
it's a shame it's so short.
wow, still good fun. Still very good fun.
Up
here at the top then, we are surrounded by an extraordinary display. All of the hypercars, the race cars, supercars, the first glance cars, some bikes as well, a few other Lotus cars that we have here. But what a first experience on board the new Lotus Emira with Jenson, and the way that he brought that car off the line. I am now even more excited than I was before about what this is going to be like as a future Shmeemobile. But up here, every time at the Goodwood Festival of Speed, the top of the Hillclimb, you have this view. There is so much to look at, to take in. The Lamborghini Essenza SCV12, the Glickenhaus car, we've got the Zenvo TSRS, Bugatti Chiron Busball, we've got the Lotus Evija just here in front of the event, so SVJ, the Hurricane STO, the V12 Speedster from Aston Martin, the Rimac Navira over there, the Singers as well, Ferraris, McLarens, you name it. And then up here, the first glance cars as well, including the lineup of cars from Lotus. But I think we'll be hopping back on board to head down the hill in the Emira. Just look at this car, the Nimbus Grey with the silver wheels. There are 6 different colours available for the first edition with these 2 different engine options, but that, the manual V6, I think is the one for me to go for. I'll probably have a contrast roof though. I feel like it looks really good if you have the gloss black roof to complement it. Just a shame we're in these pretty mucky conditions today, but it is what it is. We're heading back down then behind a Tesla. It's a little bit different.
It is. But I do have an electric car in order.
You do? The Evija.
Exactly.
I think, I haven't been lucky enough to go in one yet, but I think that just must be something else. The amount of power, 5 times as much power as this.
It's got 500 horsepower per corner.
It's got more power per corner than this has in total, and this is reasonably fast.
Yeah, exactly. It is a bit heavier, but it's only 200 kilograms heavier.
That's crazy when you think about it. And it's also crazy how for a car with that amount of electric power and the battery tech, it's not even heavier.
I know.
It's still pretty light at the grand scale. It's still lighter than an M3.
Yeah. But I was in the factory the other day and I saw the monocoque, and it's not just a chassis, it's not just a tub, it's the full car is a monocoque. And I didn't know that before. So from front, crash structure, you have a tiny alley crash structure, and on the rear. But the whole thing is carbon fibre. Apart from that.
So it's not just the carbon monocoque with some steel bolted on or something.
It goes all the way back to the rear of the car. Is the carbon monocoque. It's insane. It's
clever tech.
It is.
But this is the start of big things for the new Lotus, for the new kind of way of Evija, Emira, and what else is going to come next. Oh, thanks for talking to it. Not right now.
No, totally, and it's nice that they've got the right backing now.
Yes.
So they can kind of take more risks, really, and put money in the right places to make a difference. And yeah, this is a pivotal car, I think, for Lotus.
It's amazing to see how here at Goodwood, where there are plenty of new cars, amazing cars, this is the talk of the town. This is the car that everyone is talking about. Because
more people can actually afford to buy this and drive it.
Yeah.
So
it has that. I mean, the price point's a really interesting one because it's very aspirational, it's very realistic, it's an achievable target, and I think that's what makes it quite so special, that it offers something that nothing else at this price point does.
Yeah.
If you put this alongside a Cayman GTS, this looks like a category.
It does, doesn't it?
Visually, it just has so much more drama, and you know, I'm not knocking the Caymans at all, they're fantastic cars to drive. But it's really interesting how this has just arrived and made everyone go, wow.
Yeah. Well, and also with the I know I'm not going to put down another manufacturer, but with the Cayman, it's like, you know, I couldn't quite get the 911. That's what I feel. So I got the Cayman. Whereas this is like, no, I've got the daddy.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to get an Evija. But you can buy 33 of these.
For one Evija.
For one Evija.
Not quite the same, yeah.
Yes!
And it does that.
Exactly. You have 3 pedals.
Let's talk about Radford then.
Yeah, Radford's really exciting. I mean, it's like the dream really after F1, you know, to find, you know, initially after F1 I was a little bit like, oh, so what am I going to do now? You know, I've got the TV, which is great, and doing other things, but I needed something to really sink my teeth into, and the opportunity came along with Radford, working with Mark Stubbs and Ant Hanstead, who you probably know pretty well.
Yeah.
But it's been really exciting, and to get someone like Lotus on board to work with and develop the chassis with them has been fantastic. You know, I have a really good relationship with them now, so it's helped a lot. So their engineers have worked with us, and the chassis itself is great. It's based around the Exige chassis, but with our top model, it'll be quite a lot more powerful.
Okay.
And a different size chassis as well, the wheelbase and what have you, and width of the car. Cheeky, aren't they?
Yeah, that is just cheating. Just go down the grass.
Exactly. And you know, it's true coach building fashion. You know, like back in the 40s, 50s, as you know, you'd buy a Rolls Royce, for example, and which would be a chassis and an engine, and they'd send you away to Mulliner, or you know, many other different companies like a Radford or a Hooper. And we're bringing that back, but we're not just building the body. We're doing full interior. We're doing the setup of the car as well. Yeah. So it's really exciting. The most powerful bobber with NOS, that one. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and our first car is quite extreme. It looks very like a Le Mans car from sort of the 70s. So it's very extreme. As a daily driver, could be interesting.
Someone's a hero if they try it.
Exactly, but it's, you know, it's double clam car. It's full carbon fiber body. So it's really fun, and we're working with some great partners because it's going to become a TV show of us going from day one to the launch day. So we've got a lot of great partners involved, doing the dials, doing the leather, doing the trim of the seats and what have you. So watch this space, and of course we'd love to get you in one, see what you think.
For sure, sounds mega, and sounds completely different to this car.
It is completely different to this car, yeah. It definitely won't have as much leather
and comfort, and
it will definitely have comfort. You know, that is important, but yeah, it'll be a lot more racy.
Cool. I can't wait to find out more. It's actually one of the cool things about this car being here as we go under the hill, under the bridge on the front of Goodwood House, is that this is so early in the car's life cycle, and here we are in the car running, going up the hill climb.
Well, and the interior is complete, do you know what I mean? That's the great thing. It's not like a prototype.
No, and it's car number one, and it's built to a good standard. It's very nice. It feels good.
First one off the line is always a tricky one, isn't it?
Yes. It's when all of the tooling is being tested and experimented with, and does it work, and is it going to come together?
Shut lines and everything.
No, this looks good. It's well presented.
Alright, we're good.
Awesome. We are back, parked up. Thank you ever so much. Great to see you. Thank you for the run.
No worries at all, mate. I hope you enjoyed it. You got to experience the car properly.
What an opportunity. Thank you ever so much.
Cheers.
Back in the paddock, and the car is drawing quite the crowd, but I'd like to show you a few more things on the interior. Of course, we've got the digital displays currently with the map view up. We've got the 6-speed shifter in the center, but one of the coolest things about it is, check this out, the exposed linkage below. You can see that moving. Obviously with the automatic, this is a larger storage space, same with the DCT, but that is a fantastic detail. A little compartment behind that, a USB port as well for charging devices. You've got your climate control underneath the air conditioning vents. We've got this flap over the stop-start button, which is always quite fun. A kill switch, because after all, it is a prototype car. In terms of storage and usability though, you can fold the seats forward. We've got a little bit of space back there with the helmets in it at the moment. You could have your soft bags for an overnight trip, something like that, and that's in addition to the space that the car actually has in the luggage compartment back here behind the engine. Of course, this particular example with a 3.5 litre supercharged V6, the Lotus engine topper over the top of it, and with a very nice view through the rear window. Now, I would opt to have the car with the contrast pack, so the black roof, to have this whole section through to the A-pillars black to carry through here from the openings that you have at the side of the engine bay. This is Nimbus Grey, one of the 6 colours for the Emira first edition, a very traditional spec, we could say, with the silver wheels and the red calipers. There's also an exclusive wheel design that's available for it as well. But the design of the Lotus Emira carries through some of these elements from Evija, as you can see here, the shapes around the front end, a new headlight, very open and exposed as well. What an exciting opportunity to be here, as I said, where it is proving to be a very, very popular car, to experience it for the first time with Jenson Button for a run up the Hillclimb at the Goodwood Festival of Speed. Now, in terms of the Shmeemobile, the car will hopefully be quite an early one. Deliveries in Q2 of 2022. It will be a manual V6. It has to be for this car, if you ask me. Initially, I think it'll be interesting to see and experience the DCT with the AMG engine as well. But yes, my first Lotus, and hopefully it'll be possible to bring you along for more of this journey behind the scenes as well. It is very exciting for the company, for myself as well, to purchase my first Lotus, but to see what they're up to and to see where it is all going as well. For now though, thank you very much for watching, guys. Thank you to Jenson for the run up the hill. Thank you to Lotus for the opportunity to have this exclusive experience myself as well. And thank you, as always, to you guys for being part of the journey. That's it for now though. Thanks again, and I'll see you very soon. Cheers.